Hi, I am Alyssa Hirsch, and this is my video presentation for History of 20th Century Art. The object I have chosen to work with throughout this class is Red Canna by Georgia O'Keeffe. She painted this in 1928. It is an oil painting on canvas and is 36 by 30 inches. It is currently on display in Loveland, Colorado, in the Loveland Art Museum. It's part of an exhibit titled Nexus of Modernism, which also includes works by Arthur Wesley Dow and Ansel Adams, both of whom were pretty influential upon one another throughout their artist careers. I chose Red Canna by Georgia O'Keeffe because it's beautiful and it was a piece that I could revisit in person as often as I needed to for this assignment. However, I also did want to learn more about Georgia O'Keeffe as well. So, Red Canna is O'Keeffe's up-close and enlarged depiction of flower petals, specifically the red canna. As you can see, she uses very bright and bold, vivid colors. The reds and oranges and yellows really catch your eye, and it really kind of draws your eye all around the canvas as you are exploring those different shades and different shapes as well. Those colors they play well with the contrasting purples and pinks as well that she includes. So Georgia O'Keeffe had a certain motto or a certain goal that she wanted to reach every time she created something, and that was to fill space in a beautiful way. And I think that Red Canna is a wonderful example of how she followed through on that motto. There's a couple of ideas I am thinking about for my final paper. One of them, this one, I'm not 100% on, but I think that it would be interesting to investigate a little bit more. Just exploring the various interpretations of Georgia O'Keeffe's work. So her work is often seen and interpreted as pretty sexual and erotic. There are some images that you can perceive as female genitalia within a lot of these flower paintings. And I think it would be interesting to see, how society influenced those various interpretations of her work and how O'Keeffe responded to that. It's pretty well documented that O'Keeffe did not support those interpretations and she took offense at those. So I would obviously work Red Canna into those various interpretations and see if it would support them or if O'Keeffe's own interpretations and own inspirations would, um, kind of win that argument. So that is one idea. The other idea that I was thinking about exploring is more along the lines of how is this red canna an abstraction of a flower rather than a naturalistic representation of a flower. O'Keeffe loved abstraction and she said, quote, "The abstraction is often the most definite form for the intangible thing in myself that I can only clarify in paint," end quote. So I would like to see how, her manipulation and her abstractions of these flowers, how she was able to do that and to convey meaning at the same time. So I think it's interesting and important to know that although Georgia O'Keeffe's, a lot of her flower paintings are abstraction, they're not so abstract that you can't tell that it's a flower. So every piece of work that she does has a subject matter, but the details are very minimal. Georgia O'Keeffe says, quote, "Details are confusing. It is only by selection, by elimination, by emphasis that we get the real meaning of things," end quote. So she didn't like the details. She thought they were confusing, and so she didn't use them. But by not using them, you're still able to see what the clear focus of the paintings are. And even in Red Canna, you're able to tell that, these flower petals were very important to Georgia O'Keeffe because they are the part of the flower that she blew up and enlarged and really spent time with. So those are the couple of ideas that I'm thinking about. So I definitely welcome any and all feedback. Thanks.